Hi, passionate Rangers FC fans. Welcome to Rangers Update, your dedicated source for all things Rangers. Before we dive in, we want to express our gratitude for your unwavering support. If you bleed blue, don't forget to subscribe. Smash that like button and let's strengthen our community. Now let's get into the latest updates. A hearty welcome to our new followers. Your backing means the world to us. Ward, let's get to the news. Some folk are saying this deal has been months in the making, with Rangers quietly keeping tabs on Milosavljevic while the media's eyes were glued to other targets. Apparently, there were late whispers of English Championship sides sniffing around and even a tentative phone call from a Serie A club. But here's the thing, the player himself was reportedly drawn to the noise of Ibrox, the history, the expectation, and yes, the madness that comes with wearing that blue shirt. There's a rumor that he'd been watching old Rangers matches online, getting a feel for the crowd's roar and the way the team sets up. Some say the first time he saw the Union Bears in full voice, he turned to his agent and said, "That's where I want to be." Romantic as it sounds, footballers at his level don't just choose a club for the atmosphere. There's a project here, and maybe even the promise of being the main man at the back. And make no mistake, that kind of trust from a club like Rangers comes with big expectations. Fail, and you're remembered as a costly mistake. Succeed, and you become a name they sing for decades. The buzz in Glasgow right now is electric, and not just in Govan. Even Celtic fans, through gritted teeth, are muttering that this could be a game changer for the blue half of the city. Now, let's not kid ourselves. No players are guaranteed. Success in Scotland's top flight. It's a league that's unforgiving to anyone who thinks they can coast. But the Serbs got that gritty edge. The type who'll throw himself into a tackle in the 90th minute as if it's the first. Local pundits are already trying to figure out where he fits in the current defensive setup. Does he walk straight into the ASE? Does he form a partnership with the current captain? Or is there a plan to slowly blood him in? Whatever the case, the price tag alone will mean the fans expect to see him early, front and center. The chat has even gone as far as comparing him to some of the greats of the past. Names you don't throw around lightly, but football is a cruel game, and reputations are built or shattered under the floodlights. Milosavljevic will find out soon enough if he's a hero in waiting or just another name in the archives. Behind closed doors, the coaching staff are said to be buzzing like kids on Christmas morning. There's talk of specific drills being prepared just for him, aimed at blending his raw power with the high defensive line the gaffer's been favoring lately. Apparently, in training sessions abroad, he's shown a knack for switching play, with pinpoint diagonals, a skill that could be gold in breaking down stubborn Scottish defenses. But here's where it gets interesting. Insiders claim his personality is just as big as his frame. Charismatic, a bit cheeky, and not afraid to bark orders at older teammates, Milosavljevic could shake up the dressing room dynamic in ways that might ruffle feathers. You know how it is. Some players love a vocal leader, others see it as stepping on toes. And with Rangers' dressing room already packed with big characters, that chemistry is going to be something to watch. If it clicks, we could be looking at a defensive unit as solid as anything in recent memory. If it doesn't, well, there's nothing the Scottish press loves more than a high-profile signing turning into a soap opera. Either way, he won't be slipping under the radar for long. Some whispers say Rangers didn't just buy Milosavljevic for the here and now. They've got one eye firmly on Europe. The Serbian leagues are tough, but the Scottish Premiership is only the first test. It's the European nights under the Ibrox lights where legends are forged. Sources close to the deal claim the recruitment team have been looking for a defender who can handle the pace and power of continental strikers, the ones who can turn you inside out with one feint. Milosavljevic's physicality will help, but it's his positioning that's got the analysts drooling. He's apparently got this uncanny knack of cutting off passing lanes before the ball's even played. Now, whether that skill translates when he's up against the likes of Benfica, Milan, or whoever Rangers might draw next season remains to be seen. But there's confidence inside the club that he's more than ready. And let's not forget, at just 23, he's still got years ahead to grow into his role. If the coaching staff polish his game and he settles quickly into the Glasgow lifestyle, this could be the kind of signing people talk about a decade later as the start of a new defensive era. You don't spend this kind of money without a few raised eyebrows. Some fans have been quick to point out that Rangers have been burned before by big-name signings who never quite hit the heights. Remember the hype around certain imports who were supposed to dominate the league and ended up quietly shipped off after a season? That memory's fresh for a lot of supporters, which means Milosavljevic walks into an atmosphere where he'll have to earn trust fast. But on the flip side, there's a hunger for a defensive leader who can marshal the backline and bark orders when the chips are down. That's something Rangers haven't had consistently since the days of real, old-school hard men. A few training, ground spies, those ones who somehow just happen to be standing nearby, claim he's already made an impression on the fitness staff with his work rate. No shirking, no laziness, just flat-out effort from the first whistle to the last. If that attitude carries into match days, he could turn skeptics into believers quicker than anyone expects. And make no mistake, once you've got Ibrox on your side, you can feel invincible out there. But the streets around Govan know better than to get carried away. There's always a settling in period for new signings, and Glasgow can be an unforgiving place if you don't hit the ground running. Milosavljevic might be a rock in Serbia, but here, every slip is magnified. Every missed header replayed and dissected on fan channels and social media. Word is the gaffer's planning to pair him with an experienced head for the first few matches, easing him into the physicality and pace of Scottish football without throwing him to the wolves. It's a smart move. Defenders live and die on their partnerships, and even the greats need time to understand the movements and instincts of their teammates. The fans will still expect thunderous tackles and bullet headers from day one. But the club knows it's about the long game. There's also talk of him being handed a leadership role sooner than you'd think, perhaps even wearing the armband. In cup matches, that's bold, but it sends a message. This isn't just another signing. This is someone they're trusting to be the backbone of the squad for seasons to come. For the Serbian media, this move's a headline grabber. Back home, they're already framing it as a step toward Milosavljevic becoming a household name in European football. A few pundits have even suggested that if he performs well in Scotland, it could open the door for him to cement a starting spot in the national team ahead of the next major tournament. That's a lot of pressure, because representing your country is one thing. Doing it off the back of Rangers performances is another. You're in the spotlight constantly, and your every touch is analyzed. Rangers fans might not care about Serbia's national team ambitions, but they'll welcome the added motivation. If international glory is part of his drive, that could translate into performances where he leaves everything on the pitch. There's also a sense that Serbian players bring a certain toughness to the Scottish game, a no-nonsense style that fits the league perfectly. If Milosavljevic can combine that edge with the tactical discipline the coaching staff demand, then maybe, just maybe, we're looking at a player who can hold his own not just in the Premiership, but in the kind of European battles Rangers live. 4. Now there's chatter that Rangers might have pulled off something bigger than just a defensive signing. Some sources hint that Milosavljevic could be the first of a few high-profile arrivals, signaling a potential rebuild at the back. It's not just about plugging gaps. It's about creating a fortress that makes Ibrox almost untouchable. The rumors have been swirling about talks with other defensive targets, but insiders say the club is taking it slow, focusing on getting VELJKO fully integrated before adding anyone else. The idea seems to be to let him set the tone for the squad's defensive identity. If he adapts quickly, he could influence the next generation of youth players, showing them what it means to dominate physically while staying composed on the ball. There's also the possibility that his arrival could spark tactical changes. Could Rangers shift to a 3 at the back formation, using his height and reading of the game to dominate aerial duels? Or will they stick with the classic 2 center-back setup? Either way, the murmurs suggest the coaching staff are already plotting scenarios, imagining how his presence might allow for more adventurous fullbacks or quicker transitions from defense to attack, making the team even more unpredictable for opponents. Fans in Glasgow are reportedly already divided, as is tradition. Half are giddy with excitement, imagining Milosavljevic clearing everything in sight and becoming a cult hero, while the other half are cautious, remembering past high-risk signings that flopped. Social media debates have exploded, with some predicting he'll be the next big European export from Rangers, while others worry about his adjustment to the Scottish weather, the crowd pressure, and the famously physical style of play. There are even threads speculating on his diet, fitness regime, and how he'll handle the winter fixtures against Celtic, Aberdeen, and Hearts. A few tipsters have gone as far as predicting he could win Player of the Season if everything clicks. And here's the kicker. Inside the club, sources suggest that he's been given a personalized fitness plan designed to peak during the toughest months, meaning he could arrive in mid-season form, ready to dominate from his first match day. While it's all speculation, the whispers alone are enough to keep the tabloids busy. Every preseason friendly, every training report will be dissected for signs of how this Serbian wall is shaping up, adding fuel to the rumor mill before he even kicks a ball competitively. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. There's also gossip about potential clashes of style in the dressing room. Milosavljevic reportedly has a strong personality, confident, vocal, not shy about correcting teammates, which could either galvanize the squad or ruffle a few feathers among established veterans. Some insiders suggest the coaching staff are keen to manage this dynamic carefully, making sure the players' assertiveness becomes a tool rather than a source of tension. On the other hand, a few players are said to be quietly excited about a new leader at the back, someone who won't let sloppy challenges slide and will organize the defense like a conductor leading an orchestra. The rumor is that the captain has been briefed to mentor him initially, but also to allow him room to assert himself when necessary. And the fans? They'll love or hate it, but they'll never forget it. The Scottish press is already spinning potential headlines, imagining Milosavljevic giving fiery post-match interviews, asserting dominance in big derbies, and becoming the talk of the town long before he even fully settles into his role. Yeah, the tension between expectation and adaptation is going to make every minute of his early appearances must-watch television for supporters and pundits alike. The transfer fee itself has been a hot topic in whispers and speculation. While the official numbers are hush-hush, rumor has it that Rangers parted with a sum that's among the club's highest ever for a defender. Some insiders suggest the deal included performance bonuses, European appearances clauses, and even a future resale percentage that keeps the Serbian club invested in his career trajectory. The gossip in financial circles around football is that such a structure signals serious faith from Rangers' hierarchy, not just in the player, but in their long-term strategy for the defense. If true, it's a huge statement. This isn't a short-term patch, it's a cornerstone signing. And naturally, every pundit and fan blogger is dissecting what this means for the club's budget, future transfers, and wage structure. Some are predicting the board might now focus on strengthening midfield creativity, letting Milosavljevic and the backline carry the defensive load. Others are more cautious, warning that such a financial commitment could backfire if the player struggles to adapt. Either way, the rumors alone are enough to dominate the next few months of football talk, with every social media post, newspaper column, and podcast episode analyzing the implications from every angle possible. Coaches abroad have reportedly been keeping a close eye on this move as well. Rumors say rival clubs are intrigued by Rangers' audacious spending on a defender and are watching to see if Milosavljevic can handle the physical and mental demands of Scottish football. Some whisper that agents are already fielding calls from Premier League and Bundesliga clubs curious about his progress, though nothing concrete has emerged yet. The intrigue lies not just in his defensive abilities, but in his versatility. Some reports suggest he could slot into defensive midfield if needed, or cover as a right back in emergencies. That kind of adaptability would make him extremely valuable for Rangers, especially during long seasons with multiple competitions. Analysts are theorizing about how his aerial prowess could affect set pieces, both defensively and offensively, potentially turning him into a goal threat from corners and free kicks. The murmurs also hint that Milosavljevic has an unusual calm under pressure, a trait that could make him a reliable figure in penalty shootouts or tight European encounters. Even if none of this comes to pass, the rumor mill alone has created a narrative where the Serbian defender is already a pivotal figure before making his competitive debut. feeding both hope and speculation alike. Fans on the terraces are apparently already crafting chants for him, even though he hasn't yet pulled on a Rangers shirt. Social media posts show mock-ups of banners with Velko the Wall and speculative nicknames that could stick if he impresses quickly. It's typical Glasgow behavior. The city lives for football theater, and a big signing is the perfect spark. But along with the excitement comes pressure, as every tackle, clearance, and positioning error will be scrutinized under the microscope of Ibrox expectation. Rumor has it some fan groups are even planning pre-season welcoming parties, hoping to send him a signal that the supporters are behind him no matter what. The storylines are building fast. Young Serbian defender arrives, faces high expectations, potential leadership role, European ambitions, social media buzz, dressing room chemistry. It's the stuff of a football soap opera, and every pundit is ready to spin it. Whether he becomes a legend or a cautionary tale remains unseen. But the chatter alone has created a narrative that makes every upcoming fixture a must-watch, just to see if the Serbian wall will hold firm or crack under pressure. And finally, the gossip around Europe is that Milosavljevic could be a signal of Rangers' renewed ambition on the continental stage. Rumor has it that the club's executives want to build a side capable of reaching the latter stages of European competition consistently, and signing a defender of his profile is just the beginning. Sources suggest discussions are underway about strengthening other areas, but the emphasis appears to be on creating a rock-solid defensive spine first. There's even talk that the signing could attract other Serbian players to consider Scotland as a stepping stone, potentially sparking a mini pipeline of talent to Ibrox. The idea is bold, ambitious, and a little bit speculative, but it fits the narrative that Rangers want to assert themselves, not just domestically, but as a serious European contender. Whether this actually unfolds remains to be seen, but the rumors themselves are shaping perception. Already, pundits, fans, and rival clubs are talking about what Rangers might do next. And every move will be analyzed through the lens of the Milosavljevic transfer. The buzz, the speculation, and the potential all combine to make this one of the most intriguing stories in Scottish football this summer. A rumor that might just turn into reality if all goes well on the pitch. Greetings, fans! Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.